If you want to give yourself a clean taper fade without having to pay a barber, then watch this video. This video is for beginners, so I'm going to show you the easiest way to do the taper with the least amount of tools and products. First step is to get your hair all the way out the way. All you need for the cut is a pair of clippers, guards, the guards for your clippers. You need a half guard, 1.5 guard, and you need a comb or a brush. That's it. Step number 1 is to comb all your hair down. Always comb the hair down before cutting. Even in the middle of the cut, I'm gonna keep combing it down. Now grab your number 1 guard, put it on the clipper, and open the lever. And you're gonna go with the grain. Just do how I'm doing right here. When you cutting with the grain like this, it cuts differently than against the grain. So if you go against the grain with the 1 guard, it's gonna cut off way more than what it's cutting right now. The reason why I don't just use a bigger guard is because if you go with the grain, it digs into your braids or twist or whatever you have less. I'm putting on a cape because I don't want hair all over myself. Yeah, that's about it. Now take that guard off and close the lever. This is where you're gonna make your first guideline. Where the guideline is doesn't matter too much, but mine's probably gonna be lower than yours because my part between my haircut and my braids is really low compared to other people, so I'm not gonna go too high with it in order to give me room to actually fade the hair out. All that matters is that you remember where the guideline is so you can match it on the other side. You don't want the two sides to be uneven with each other. This is where I ended up putting my first guideline. Now open the lever and go about a finger's width up. When you're setting guidelines, try to scoop out a little bit so that the guidelines aren't as harsh and it's not so hard to blend them or fade them. Now I'm gonna fade my first 2 guidelines by putting the lever in between open and closed and then hitting the middle of the 2 guidelines. These 2 guidelines should be very easy to blend unless your clipper is 0 gapped. These clippers are not 0 gapped. Now we're gonna grab the 1 guard, comb the hair down again, go up about a finger's width again while scooping out. Also, what I'm doing here is I'm pulling the skin the opposite direction of the way that I'm using my clippers. My clippers are going up and I'm pulling my face down. Now I'm grabbing my 1.5 guard. It's gonna be the biggest guard I use. Now I'm just scooping out, trying to make sure not to dig into the braids. You can see that hair disappearing and the top already looking faded. This is good if you're a beginner because you're not going to have to blend the 1 guard guideline with the 1.5 guard guideline. You just have to blend the lever open guideline with the 1 guard line. To do this, grab your half guard, the lever open to start, and scoop out into that number 1 guard guideline. If you remember where it is, hopefully you can see it. After that, close the lever with the half guard still on it. Just hit that line right in between the half guard guideline and the 1 guard guideline. This should take care of the rest of the fade. If you need to, open the lever a little and go up a little higher, but don't go up higher without opening the lever or you're gonna push the fade up. This is what the fade looks like. Just need to do the other side and then do the lineup. Did the other side real quick. Now it's time to do the lineup. I actually had to shave my facial hair real quick. Had to shave the beard off. Make it into a goatee. For the lineup, comb all the hairs down on your front taper and on the little sides. Make sure it's all combed down. Now I recommend you going in with the 1.5 guard with the grain to knock the hairs down, just to see if you like it at that length or not. If there's still too much there, you could go to a 1 guard like I'm doing. Knock it down. This will just make it so there's less hair to line up, less hair to cut when you line it up. Yeah. Examine where your hairline starts before you start lining it up so you don't push yourself back. Just don't cut into where your hair actually grows at unless you need to in order to make it straight. Now you can line it up with the clippers if that's all you got, but I don't recommend it. But it's definitely possible though. You can see right here, I was making some progress with the clippers. I could have made it pretty crispy with them, but I decided to switch to my trimmers because I had them. When you're doing the lineup, start in the middle and go to the sides. Come from on top of the hair. Don't push into it from the bottom. Just try to make a straight line from side to side. You're gonna have to keep combing the hair down because it's gonna move. When the trimmer hits it, it's gonna move as you're lining it up. So you gotta keep combing it down. Take your time with the lineup. Don't take off too much hair because you can't add hair back. You can always cut it off though. I was taking my time here. This is in 2x speed. Now I'm pretty much done with the front. Looks pretty straight. I think it's good. Now you can see I need to line up the vertical bars and the C-cup still. In my opinion, the vertical bars is the easiest spot to push yourself back at. So don't dig into it too much. Even though it might not be as crispy if you don't dig into it as much. But the corner between the front line and the vertical bar is supposed to be a 90-degree angle. Just line it up so it looks like that. Right here, I'm just trying to pull all the hair that I got right there. There's not much to line up on that side, really. To make your lineup sharp, you really gotta dig into your corners just a little bit. For the C-cups, we want the C-cups to be nice and round, like a C. I just pretend the corner of the blade is a pencil. And I try to make a C motion by knocking down just a little bit of hair. And you can hear when the hair is being cut. You can hear just a little bit of hair being cut. You're making that C motion. It's probably going to come out just fine. Right here I'm going over the vertical bar, making it crispy. Making sure the C-cup is pretty crispy as well. I think it looks pretty good. Then I did the other side. And this is pretty much the final result. Looks pretty good. You follow the steps, yours should look close to as good as this one. Thank you for watching. If you like these twists, I have a tutorial that's gonna pop up for you. Go watch that if you want to learn how to do twists on yourself. Peace.